All right, so looking at the commentary today, apparently you have to vote for someone who is pretending to appease another country. So we're talking about Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, all the others, apart from one person who I'll be voting for. I'll tell you that in a minute. So a lot of people are saying that politicians, the presidential candidates, have to say what they're saying because another country controls America. Right, that's possibly true. I don't think it's true, but there's a fair amount of control from all sorts of places. But if that's the case, I'm not participating. I'll vote for the one person who I think is the best, one who definitely is not trying to appease another country. But yeah, I'm not going to vote for people who think that they should lie on stage because they might not get in. They might lose the position, the presidential position. Okay, you're going to lie to everybody to get the presidency. Why don't you go do something else? Maybe like just be a lawyer. Maybe in Washington or something. Maybe, I don't know, be an advocate for something else. But don't lie on stage so that you can become president and then change your position immediately, right? So there's a major lies that are going on. So, and it's not so much the presidential candidates I'm critiquing here, it's all the followers. The followers are saying, yes, but she has to say that, or he has to say that, otherwise he won't win. Right, so, no, I'm not voting for somebody that's going to have to lie their way in. Once you lie your way in, you're a liar. And that's all you'll ever be. You'll never turn around and become the perfect sort of adjudicator of truth in the future. So right now I'm sitting on the fence, but definitely, and the fence is it's not between Trump or Kamala Harris. So I'm not even going to say it, actually. You'll see other videos from me. I think with the presidential race coming up, there's going to have to be massive speeches by these presidential candidates who are more in line with my way of thinking. So, and that's the way it should be. So I'm not going to vote for someone so that I can get a Supreme Court justice in the future, or so that they can turn around and not be pro-mass murder anymore. Right? I'm not going to talk about what it is I'm talking about. You should know. Most people will hopefully know about. So I'm not going to vote for that. I mean, the Supreme Court thing has a slight bit of logic to it, I suppose. But I don't care. They change. Supreme Court justices change, and they change their minds, and they don't have as big an effect as you think, because in America there's always been states' rights. So the big one right now, of course, is abortion, right? So I'm not going to vote for Trump because of certain positions of his, even though I like other of his things and his attitude. But the whole thing of Supreme Court deciding that states can make the decision over abortion. That's always been the case, or at least for as long as I've been in America, pretty much. Certainly for this century, the states have decided what the rules are about abortion in their state, and I agree with states' rights. Yeah, it's a bit like the EU. States decide. The EU doesn't tell them what to do, and proof of that is what Sweden did in 2020. Right, so 2021. And that's proof that EU doesn't tell everybody what to do. And other things prove that. So the EU is a collection of self-governed states that can go off in their own direction, but it's just a big trade agreement. America is different because it does have the big military and all that, and the military-industrial complex, profiteering. So it's very different. You're not going to make any difference by getting a Supreme Court justice in who will force every state to build abortion clinics. I'm sorry, if you don't, if you want an abortion clinic in your state and it doesn't allow it at all, then you should probably plan on moving, or vice versa. If you live in a state where you don't like the abortion clinics, maybe you should move to a state that does, but you've got those choices. You know, abortion laws are much, much, much more liberal in America than they are in Europe, where I'm from. So overall, any woman in America has freedom of choice, right? Trans women don't have freedom of choice in whether they can get an abortion or not. But anyway, that's another story. Okay, this video's got on to a long main point here is that, I'm not going to vote for somebody. You're being told all the time, oh, you should vote for this person because they're lying right now, or that they're going to get a Supreme Court justice. There's slightly more logic to that, I suppose. But they're lying about this other country that everybody says now is saying rules America, right? America isn't ruled by them, by the way. America is using them as a pawn, and I won't even mention their name. I don't want to be accused of all this stuff. I will vote, unless something dramatically changes, I will vote for the only Jew in the race, right? So I'm not anti-Semitic. That's who I'm voting for and rooting for. Every day, almost. I post this meme about this presidential candidate. I'm not going to mention them. Figure it out. So I'm voting for the only Jew in the presidential candidate's race. And chances are we'll lose, let's be realistic. But I'm not going to vote for mass murder supporters who are just lying about it right now. And then after the election, they're going to suddenly change. No. Right, that's it. I haven't said much for a while, but I think it is funny coming up to this election. Not funny, all of this is tragic. What's going on in certain parts of the world, but overall, it'll be alright, I suppose. Good luck, folks.